Hello folks, time for another aquarium video. So here's the aquarium about 3 or 4 weeks later. Fish are doing well, getting bigger. Now all of the reddish plants I think have seemed to have faded a little bit. I think they're a little less bright. And I've cleaned off some of these African sword plants here because they had brown marks on them. This looks like it still has some brown marks on it. Whoops, okay. Move that one forward a little bit because it came loose. There's another one back there. And this one has got getting a lot more stuff on it, including a couple of small leaves down here. Down here are the leaves. One of these little plants got moved out because it was attached on to that guy, and I took this guy up to clean it. Excuse me. All right. I don't know if the little green plants are growing much. I don't notice too much change. The one back in the back, right here, looks to have a new leaf on it. That's the bright green one in the back there. What else can we see here? Oh, this one over here. I took off 2 big leaves from this one. Was over closer to the corner, I think, before. But now it has a new big green leaf on it. Right over here. Oh, up there. It's a bit tricky to put my fingers in there. Let's have a close-up on these fish. Look at that. They all know me now. And even when I was cleaning the glass with my glass cleaner, they were all around it. You know, they like hanging around with me now. So here, this is interesting here. Look at this. The amount of crap that's inside of this filter here is amazing. A whole bunch of stuff. All these little snail parts and things. It goes right through this. They managed to go through this thing. See? This thing. They managed to go through that. Pretty tight mesh to keep fish out. Keep fish from getting stuck inside. But I'm going to take it out and clean it next. But things are looking pretty good. I don't know if there's too much growth in terms of the height. I certainly don't have to cut anything, right? So it's not growing super fast, and I thought it was a little bit too alkaline when I checked it. I thought the pH on the paper test kit was at 8. So I was tempted to test it again, but I decided, hey, I'll change a quarter to the water, and then we'll check it again next week and see what it is then. I don't know what the pH should be settling at. I really don't, but it seemed like 8 was kind of high, and I thought those red plants weren't looking very healthy. If I only had green plants, I wouldn't have been suspicious. And I don't know what's making so much dirt, but maybe it's just there's a lot of nutrition in there. And I've decided that I would keep my blinds closed when the sun comes in the afternoon. Now, the big reason for that, it doesn't show up on the tank now, but the entire left side of the tank, boom, 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 all this was darker. And over here, there was like nothing on it. So it indicates that the sun is maybe causing some of my problems. I'm getting enough action out of my light. Right now, I don't have the tops on my tank. I gotta clean those as well. So we're not 100% done here, but good enough for today. This is our update. So a few little leaves growing. I lost one leaf off the plant in the corner. I have no idea why. It just seemed to pop off really easy. I don't know if I touched it or if it just rotted off. I don't know what quite was the problem with it, but one leaf came off, one of the nice leaves, because this plant actually looked bigger before. And I'm not quite sure. We have some small leaves at the bottom, so some of that might be new. And these are kind of weird, right? These are called ribosome plants. They have these long ribosomes, and those things just get longer with time, and leaf growth can come out of either end and maybe in the middle as well. Anywhere where there's a light color, things start to grow. So we got 3 little leaves on this guy down here now. Oh, this one, yeah. It was just a stem before with nothing on it. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, I guess I'm happy with the tank. I'm only concerned with that pH level, so I'll check it in a week, not let it go. And I'll do a color test using a liquid test kit, which is much more accurate. but it was over 8, which is kind of high. That was out of the range. The kit goes from 6 to 8, so it looked like it was on 8, so it could have been 8 or higher. And I'll have to look this up and find out more information. Maybe I'll have something to say about it next week. pH high might cause all plants to die. I don't know, but they're looking okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them now. Looking at these plants, you'd think there's nothing wrong with them. I think the red ones could be more red. I have had a few leaves fall off, and this OWAZEE filter is just a surface skimmer. Not really a filter. I'm not really filtering my tank except through the under gravel bottom filter. So anyways, the OWAZEE is a surface skimmer, so it keeps you from getting any scum layer on the top, which is terrible. Bad for fish, and they tend to happen, I think, on still tanks, generally speaking. I did a cool thing in the back corner. Hard to see the filtration things in the back corner there. You see the water coming up. So I actually had an extra tube, so I pulled off the old tube, stuck the new tube back on, cleaned up the top section, so I now have sort of like a spare tube. Each time I'm going to clean the tank, I can just take that out, reinsert the new one, and put it on. One thing I'm happy about is that the bubbles are not getting as much noise out of those bubbles at the back. Because I tried to tilt this thing so the bubble maker tilts up a little bit so the bubbles don't come up as big and wide. I also cleaned the bubble maker, so maybe the fact that I have smaller bubbles is helping this thing work better. Okay, I think that's my update for this week, and we'll see you next week or the week after. Bye for now.